Oh boy, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the year 2005, and at that time, I would always buy the Fox Kids, Jetix magazine. In every magazine, there would always be a free DVD inside, and in one of the issues I purchased, the DVD featured the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this new show called, Naruto?
Nailed it.
My thoughts and expectations for this show were not very high.
Oh great, another Dragon Ball, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblade, Pokemon looking show? Haha, this ought to be good.
No, that's ignorant.
So after watching the first episode, I thought it was okay. But when the show got to the battle in the bridge arc, I was hooked. This show was hilarious, emotional, and just plain badass. The whole concept of all this ninja shit, with their ninjutsu, taijutsu, genjutsu, summoning big ass monsters, the way some characters utilize their chakra, everything was just so cool. So when a series becomes really successful, what do we do next? We give it a time skip, of course. Yes, that's right. Naruto returned with a part 2 series, and everybody was too busy ejaculating in their underwear. We were all excited to see old faces again, along with new ones, wanting to learn more about the mysterious organization known as the Akatsuki, exploring the entire shinobi world, and of course, we were excited to see a stronger Naruto. Even though after 3 years he was still weak as shit! If there's one thing that used to surprise me, it was the fact that this show never hesitated to kill characters. Not including the bad guys. I'm talking about characters that are represented as good guys. We got the Third Hokage, Chio, Asuma, Neji, and Jiraiya! Now I know this isn't exactly a big deal to think about, since a lot of shows do this, probably on a greater scale than Naruto, but for me, this series was one of the first animes to introduce me to more mature shows. I guess I was still under the assumption that anime was a kiddie thing, and only the bad guys get killed. Oh boy, if I could go back in time and meet my younger self.
Wow! Right in the kisser!
So as the story progressed, we've been given the death of the original Naruto villain, the long-awaited Uchiha sibling battle, learning about secrets and hidden origins, confessions finally being expressed, the main character almost wreaking havoc, meeting both his parents, befriending his tail beast, the 5 Kage summit, the man in the mask and the former henchman joining forces together, which finally resulted in the 4th Great Ninja War. Many fans, including myself, were very excited, and when the reanimation jutsu revealed the people in the coffins, everybody was hyped! I remember it first appearing in the manga. At that time I was still in school, doing some IT work, and my friend kept teasing me about how great it was, so we all knew that once this war was over, the show would eventually end. I'm sure most people had that thought in mind, and even though there was a lot of cool stuff in this arc, there were also some issues that I didn't particularly like. Ever since Toby was revealed, my excitement for Naruto chapters began to decrease. Now you're probably thinking,
You're just mad that your prediction was wrong, and it turned out to be Obito instead. Wah.
no, I don't care about being right or wrong. It's just that Toby turned out to be the most obvious person. In fact, I think deep down, everybody knew it was Obito. It's just that I was hoping for Kishi to lean towards Obito and completely surprise us all with somebody else. You've got a bunch of people trying to connect Toby to characters like Kagami, Danzo, Sage of the Six Paths Sons, with these theories nearly as long as the Bible. But it turns out, the people who simply looked at the hairstyle and rearranged the name Toby to Obito were correct. If Kishi wanted to use Obito for the story, it would have been nice to have the masked man a person who stole Obito's eye from the rubble. At least that way, he's being referenced in the series, like how Shisui's constantly being mentioned. But nope, we gotta have another Uchiha antagonist. Because of this reveal, I've really disliked Obito as a character. Yes, I know he redeemed himself with the help of Talk no Jutsu, one of the most powerful jutsus in the shinobi world, but I still don't like him. It doesn't matter though, because after everything Obito has done, as long as he had the same dream as Naruto, he's still awesome. Ain't that right, Naruto? Another thing that bothers me is Kakashi using MS. When he activates it, he's given the ability to teleport anyone or anything away, just like with Obito's ability, because they have the same eyes. But why was Obito able to use his teleportation while having his regular Sharingan active? And when he gets unmasked, all of a sudden he starts using MS. Speaking of Uchihas, to justify Obito, Madara and Sasuke's actions, it turns out the Uchiha are emotional people, and when they lose a loved one, they are full of hatred and gain tremendous power.
Oh wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
And more of these arse pulls start to become more noticeable. A woman taking a bite out of a special fruit, Ten Tails originally being this super powerful choco tree, Obito dying and coming back to life on his own accord, Naruto having the ability to heal people simply by placing his hand over them, and these repetitive plot twists with the villains.
I am the mastermind. No, it was me.
No, dear boy, it was me.
No, you fools! It was me all along.
There has also been a lack of supporting characters returning to get back their spotlight. Whatever happened to Lee? He was such a badass in part 1, and now he's like any other fodder shinobi. And what about Shino? He was always such a cool looking individual. I reckon he was probably one of the strongest characters in the Rookie 9. And what about Neji? Oh yeah. You guys ever noticed that most of the popular characters in the show are dead? Okay, moving on. Because this war was the final arc, I believe Kishi was trying a bit too hard to amaze us with all these spectacular godlike powers. It felt like Naruto as a series was kind of losing its identity. A show that was able to be fully engaging with clever battles, the hand-to-hand combat, like seriously, that shit never gets old, to a show that's now about who can create the biggest explosion. Another thing I've grown to dislike is the story's plot seems to have shifted. I believe it started ever since the Pain Invasion arc. It was once about a young man wanting to be recognized by others and rise to the top as the village leader. Throughout his adventures, he has maintained a positive attitude and showed us that with hard work and determination, you can overcome natural talent. Naruto has now gained recognition from others. He's gotten a lot stronger, and now it's about bringing peace to the ninja world. He's even been labeled as the child of prophecy, or savior of this world. I mean, it's a nice message the show is trying to send out, but I seriously hate this idea. In real life, as much as we may crave it, we will never live in peace and harmony. So if we humans have no idea how to live peacefully together, what makes you think an anime series is going to successfully make this peace happen, without it feeling forced and cheesy? Now, despite the show's flaws, plot holes and hiccups, I still kept reading it. There were some things I didn't like, but I still kept going. Why is that, you ask? Well, because I've pretty much been growing up with everybody in the show, so there is a bit of an attachment there. I've always been curious on how the story would unfold, and not only that, I've been following this series for almost 10 years now, and there was no way I would drop it so easily. So Naruto has reached its final chapter. It was very interesting to see everybody growing up, though I feel that the majority of the chapter was pretty much showcasing who ended up with who. Personally, I'd never really cared about who Naruto, or anyone else for that matter, ends up with. But wow, Choji ending up with Karui? That seemed pretty random. I mean, they've never interacted with each other. Or have they? Also, Sasuke and Sakura having a child together just seems a bit out of place. From the very beginning, she was only attracted to him for his good looks and skills. He's always given her the cold shoulder, but no matter what, she was still in love. Despite all the pain he had done to her and to the shinobi world, she was still in love. The worst part about this is that these feelings are not even deep. It's not like Sasuke protected her from bullies, or that they were childhood friends. There's nothing to really explain why Sakura is deeply in love with him. At the end of the day, it's just physical attraction. So in the end, Sasuke learns the error of his ways, and apologizes to Sakura for everything he's done. And with no surprise, Sakura immediately forgives, and would even go so far as to travel away with him.
Because she's so in love!
I think this is probably the main reason why she gets so much hate from the fans. I reckon Kishi was simply afraid of disappointing the hardcore shippers. Regarding the children, in my opinion, some of their appearances could have been better designed. I mean, dear God, look at this shit! I think my favourite moment in this chapter was the 5 Kage meeting, and of course, seeing Naruto as the Hokage. After all these years, he has finally achieved his dream, and I couldn't be happier. It's also been announced that next year there will be a mini-series based on Naruto's children. I'm guessing they're hoping for it to be successful, so they can make a part 3 out of it.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
The horse is already dead. There's no need to beat it any further. I knew they were going to try and continue the story. It's going to be GT all over again. Whatever it takes to make some cash. Now I hope you guys are smart enough to realize that I am not hating on Naruto. It is a series that has greatly inspired me in its early years. Like with anything else, he had its flaws, but it was still a good show, and all good things must come to an end. Now all there's left to do is wait for the film to come out. I heard that the movie will mainly focus on romance. Oh well, I'm sure the majority of fans are happy about this. I just hope the film doesn't stray from its shonen genre. But I'll still check it out. So what about you? How did you get into Naruto? What particular moment made you hooked to the show? How do you feel about the series in general? What did you think of the final chapter? Do you want there to be a part 3 series? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Farewell, Naruto. It's been one hell of a ride.